Hello, hello, hello. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. And you know what Tuesday is? Trends Journal Day. The trend is your friend. And our cover of this week's Trends Journal is Trends Journal Peace and Freedom Rally. That's right. This Saturday in Kingston, New York, on the Four Corners of Freedom, John and Crown Street. It's free. It's free. And we're going to have guest speakers, Judge Andrew Napolitano, myself, Scott Ritter, Gary Null, Phil Giraldi, the Hot Damn Band, and vendors. You know, you buy what you want. But this is free for peace and freedom. And the reason our cover is this week's rally is because we're one of the few people that are pushing for peace. And of course, we have OccupyPeace.com, OccupyPeace.com, where you can get more information, or FreedomPeaceJustice.com, our universal church of freedom, peace, and just us. Yep. And the war keeps heating up over there in Ukraine. It's not getting any better, only getting worse. And there's no end in sight. And of course, the economic damage is incalculable, as is the economic damage as a result of the COVID war. So in your Trends Journal this week, of course, we have an economic update and a market overview, what's going on. Bears rout bulls in options and equity markets. Money dries up for corporate bond issues. And again, the inflation, what it means, but also very important here. This is from today. Goldman Sachs weighs job cull as fears of recession rise and deals dry up. So we're listing all the job cuts each week. We're making this real, not the stuff that you're getting from the mainstream media. And again, if you're in the mainstream, as last week's Trends Journal shows, stay stupid. Listen to the crap spewing out of their mouths that'll get you nowhere. So this is really important, what's going on. This dragflation, it's not stagflation. We're going to see increased inflation, not a stagnant economy, but a declining economy. And again, the Russian war is making it worse, the Ukraine war. Again, we're totally opposed to Russia's invasion. Totally understand why it happened. We wrote about the why it happened in your Trends Journal back in spring of 2014 as the United States overthrew the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych. So, who blames the war on Russia and not Ukraine and the United States? Well, here's the headline. China blames U.S. for Ukraine conflict. It's not a conflict, it's a war. A spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry accused the United States of starting the crisis in Ukraine and fueling the conflict. The foreign minister told reporters today that Washington should stop playing, quote, world police and work on creating conditions for peace talks instead. Boy, guess he read the Trends Journal. We said that at the beginning, that that's what Ukraine should have done. They've lost over 20% of their territory. So going back to the Trends Journal, producer prices rise on high energy costs. Yep, oil prices have gone down, but not that much. And when you look at the economy and what it is it real or is it fake? The United States does not have an economy. Who says that? It's in your Trends Journal, Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. Oh, the former Assistant Treasury Secretary under Ronald Reagan? Oh, what does he know? The U.S. financial sector has long looted other countries. A number of participants have described the process. First, the country is enticed with bribes to its leaders to take out loans that cannot be serviced or repaid. Then comes the IMF, and he goes on. Yeah, the international mafia, monetary fund, I must be proper. we keep going on here because it's going to be dragflation, as I keep saying. So, we also have trends on the global economic front. Central banks around the world are raising interest rates. What does that mean? How is this affecting emerging markets? Are they going to submerge further in? And the European Commission downgrading economic growth. Europe's factory production, nothing to write home about. And the markets are rigged. Right in front of our eyes, we have the facts. They're right there in your Trends Journal. And what they're doing now, by the way, they're blaming this lockdown and the problems, they're blaming it on the pandemic. This is from Politico as we go to press. Pandemic overdose deaths spiked among people of color. Why, you racists. Oh, wait a minute. Pandemic overdoses? No. There was no pandemic. It was a politicians locking down society, not the pandemic. These fucking pricks, and I can't say the other word, that lock down everywhere to flatten their fucking curve and destroy the lives and livelihoods of billions of people. In the facts see here. This is from the Financial Times, talking about the once high-flying fintechs, financial techs. They wrote almost $500 billion has been wiped from the valuation of once flying financial technology groups that took advantage of the boom in the initial public offerings earlier in the pandemic. Stop your fucking shit and blaming it or saying it's a result of the pandemic. It's a result of the scumbags that destroyed the lives and livelihoods of billions of people. Fuckface is, they go on to say. More than 50 fintechs have listed in the U.S. since the start of 2020. CB Insights data said investors flocked to companies they believe would benefit from a long-term shift toward digitization. You ready? Accelerated by the pandemic. They're doing this over and over and over. They're not blaming it on the fucking scumbag motherfuckers and fatherfuckers who destroyed our lives, and you're seeing it going on with pandemic overdoses spiked among people of color. And so too has violent crime. All over the world, people taking to the streets. Poverty, corruption, government corruption, crime, violence, all caused by these people who are politicians, not the pandemic. And that's why we're having this freedom and peace rally. This coming Saturday, July 23rd, at the Four Corners of Freedom. Peace and freedom. This is a peaceful revolution. If we don't unite for peace, they are going to kill us in war. They're doing it already. Don't you wish you were a Ukrainian? Oh, and all you guys, you can't leave there because they'll shoot you. Oh, that's just coming out too. Hard to escape. You got to go to war. No peace allowed by the pieces of shit. Hey, Zelensky, why don't you dress up, put on your grab, and go lead the charge rather than playing a comedian? Oh, by the way, information in your Trends Journal about the deals this guy's been doing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of dirty information about him. But that's all forgotten. The European Union called Ukraine one of the most corrupt countries in Europe, the most corrupt country in Europe. That's going back to when Zelensky came in. Promised he would get rid of the oligarchs, brought them in, and is one of the crowd, according to some of the data. Going back to your Trends Journal. Chinese home buyers refuse to make mortgage payments on unfinished houses. What does all this mean? What's going on in China? And now you're seeing China align with Russia. Things are going to heat up. And we have featured guest articles by Phil Giraldi, the former CIA officer, Paul Craig Roberts, and Trends in the Market by Joe Duran, Death of the System. Yep. Mirroring much of what Dr. Paul Craig Roberts said, but differently, in the unlimited bond buying scheme. The merger of corporate and state powers, according to Mussolini, is fascism, and that's exactly what this is. Fascism piled on with communism. Over there in D.C., we just saw that Cortez and a bunch of other Congress people, Democrats, protesting about the Supreme Court ruling. Democratic New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other members of Congress stood outside the Supreme Court protesting in support of abortion rights. Hypocrites. My body, my choice, all you women. How about my body, my choice? Don't want to get your fucking vaccination. That's down to what, a 20% efficacy rate? So stop your bullshit with my body, my choice. You're being sexist. My body, my choice. Not just your body, your choice. You do what you want. Don't fucking tell me what to do or put mandates on me, robbing me of my freedom. And that's why you have to join us at our Peace and Freedom Rally this Saturday, 2 p.m., free, Kingston, New York, John and Crown Street. Judge Andrew Napolitano, Gary Null, Scott Ritter, the Hot Damn Band, Phil Giraldi, food, entertainment, come for a good time. This is the beginning of the end of war if we make it happen. And if you don't do anything, then you're not part of the peace movement. Do what you want to do or do nothing. And if you can't make it here, donate. The more money we have, the more we do. You go to occupypeace.com or freedompeaceandjustice.com. Could you imagine if the billionaires gave us $1 billion for peace? Not a penny. Not a penny. Not a penny from the billionaires for peace. Oh, speaking about which, they're into trends in technocracy. And Joe Duran really makes it happen. The big split. Could two Americas happen? This week in surveillance, empowerment, or enslavement? Freedom, peace, or justice? Your choice. Trends in cryptos. Trends in the COVID war. And of course, Trends I Views and Trends in High Tech by Ben Davis. What tomorrow's electricity generating plants will look like, and much, much more. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. There's no magazine like it. Remember, the trend is your friend. And we're the only trends magazine in the world that's doing what we're doing. Nothing else comes close. We tell you what's going on, what it means, what's next, and what to do. And you decide what to do, because the motto of the Trends Journal is think for yourself. So I'll see you on Saturday, right here in Kingston, New York, on the Four Corners of Freedom, John and Crown Street. Please be there. And if you can't make it, donate. Be a part of peace movement. United we stand, divided we die, and they're killing us in front of our eyes. Don't forget tomorrow, tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Celente and the Judge, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Be talking a lot about what's going on next. See you tomorrow. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. what's next, what's going to happen, read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.